welcome to the Season 3 premiere of Popcorn Bucket List. Season 3. I mean, we've never really acknowledged these are seasons, really.
No,
and
we
to be
haven't.
honest, we don't take breaks. But, I mean, we're just calling it Season 3.
We're just...
Yeah,
we're
September is officially
yeah.
the beginning of our season,
Yes.
even though we
So-
don't stop.
Yeah.
We're like...
It's to
we're
break
like,
it up.
We're like
Break it
news
up.
programs. Like, they have
Yeah.
seasons, but, like, they never stop.
They never stop.
It's like CNN... Popcorn Bucket List. We're like right there.
Very
right,
close.
Right
Very
as far
close.
as our effect on America.
Our ratings are about the same.
I think so. I mean, fact check us on that. I don't care. But yeah, it's been a long ride. We've been doing this
Yes.
for a few years
Yes.
now.
Cool.
But yeah, this show has gone through a lot of changes, been through some different versions. One of those most recent things is Ryan's challenge. We always start the show off with that. So the rules are pretty simple. Ryan asks some sort of trivia question. Sometimes it's easy as heck because he gives too many clues. But Ryan, why don't you tell them what they win if they get it right?
All right. So we have, for this one, we have 2 tickets to the Marshall CEC movie theater, the one and only.
And yeah, let's usually I'm
right.
sitting here. Okay, the elephant in the room here. I'm not paying attention to it. I'm doing important show prep here. So
Yes.
Ryan, you do your thing. I'll do my thing over here.
All right. So today, for my question, what film is tied with the most Oscar wins besides Titanic and Ben-Hur? Now, this is a great film. I'll give you one clue. One cannot simply look up this answer. And that's it.
What do you mean the scary Russian guy got the number? I don't know. I didn't give it to him. How did Dimitri? I mean, what? Oh. Yeah. Sorry.
We're supposed to turn
you
our
done?
phones off for
Yep. And yeah,
show.
I was important show prep,
Okay,
Ryan.
okay.
I'm making sure I'm keeping the wheels turning here. All right, keeping the lights on.
Oh, yep,
However
yep.
few of them we have here.
That's true. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and
Yeah.
comment.
And if a man named Dimitri asks for my address, you don't know me.
Don't give out that.
But you mentioned so the fun challenge. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. Tickets to
2
CEC
tickets.
Theater. Speaking of which, Marshall 6, we've got a little alliance with them here. They're a great theater. We preview movies here on this show. We recommend movies. Where do we see these movies? We see them at the Marshall 6 Theater. And they
Yes.
give us great times. We're busy in this
Yep.
life.
Thank you to Isaac and his team over
Yes, they're
They're
great. They're a great
awesome.
group over there. So yeah, you want to go check out their website. They got the show times there. They got news updates. They are also hiring. I know at Marshall here, college just started. A whole bunch of new batch of young whippersnappers, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, looking for some extra cash maybe.
there. That's right.
Go work at the Marshall 6 Theater. You get not only do you get that, you get to watch movies for free there if you work there.
Free drinks and popcorn.
Free drinks and popcorn, free movies, and you get paid.
Yeah.
Get a little extra cash to help pay off those student loans, man. It's a great gig.
And you get to talk to us sometimes. So, I mean,
I don't. Maybe that's a plus. If it's a plus,
that's a
keep
huge
that in
plus.
there.
Huge plus.
If that's a negative, don't let that deter you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
that's a huge plus.
Sometimes, man, I don't know. Yeah, go check out the website. Like I said, showtimes are on there, as well as an application. If you are interested in working there, you get free movies, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else? Should have just ended it there.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the whole getting to talk to us. Just remember the
Yeah.
free movies part.
Free movies part.
That's enough of that. And with that, let's move into the September preview. Like I said,
All right.
we're watching these movies at the Marshall 6 Theater. Let's talk about what we have to expect here in September. Right away, the first Friday, September 3rd, kicking it off with a bang. Ooh, kicking.
Kicking.
No pun intended there.
Hey.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is the next chapter in the MCU saga, kind of stepping into the kung fu action subgenre. I mean, all the action MCU movies have action fight scenes, but here we're going to finally see actual like martial arts fighting.
Yep.
And Shang-Chi, from what I've heard, I don't know a lot about the character, but he's actually kind of one of those big characters in the comics that doesn't really get the attention they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's worked with a lot of different big heroes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what they do with this one,
Yep.
especially.
It'll be fun.
Mhm.
It'll be a good movie.
Coming out that same weekend is an Amazon Prime release. It is their version of Cinderella, starring Camila Cabello. I'll be honest. Right away when they released like the first teaser trailer, just kind of saying, "Hey, we're Amazon, we're doing a Cinderella here," I was like, "Cool."
Another,
It's been 2 years since the last one. It was
Yeah.
about time we had another Cinderella movie
true.
and everything.
True.
Yeah, we speak the truth here. We ain't afraid of no one.
That's right.
Except for Dimitri. But then they released a longer form trailer, and I will admit, it looks like they're doing a little something different with the story here. They're actually changing some things as far as Cinderella's motivations, and she's not just fawning over the prince and just needs the
that was
prince
a
to
very.
save her.
As soon as they kind of showed that aspect of the dresses, it was like, this is a whole different movie now.
Yeah.
Like
We're actually
Cinderella, huh? Like we don't need that. We'll just go back to she could do her own thing now.
Again, it is bringing something new to the table here.
Mhm.
So I will say my interest went from like 0 to 8 pretty quickly there, just because they're doing something different with the story.
Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't always work, but at least they're trying something.
And the acting looks good. The cinematography looks good. The wardrobe looks awesome.
The ballroom dance scene actually
all
looked
that
pretty
looked-
good.
Yeah. And it's going to be quite a bit of singing. I know they're singing in the old one, but I wouldn't call it a musical just yet. Like, I wouldn't say it's a musical, but there will be some singing.
Camila Cabello will be singing, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
That's probably one of the reasons why they cast her. But.
Yep.
Coming out that same weekend is Worth. This is a Netflix release starring Michael Keaton, so I'm already sold personally.
Yep.
One of my favorite actors. This one has some really tough subject matter, though.
Mm-hmm.
It takes place right after the September 11 attacks. I can't remember if the trailer says specifically what Michael Keaton's character is, but he like works with the Treasury Department of the U.S. government, and essentially he's tasked with figuring out. The government like wants to stop me if I'm like missing something or like not saying, because it is kind of a complicated plot. So
Yes.
follow me here. They're trying to figure out how to financially compensate families of the victims of the September 11 attacks, both those who died in the towers, at the Pentagon, all the
Firefighters,
victims.
everybody
all
else,
the
yep.
victims. They're trying to figure out how to financially compensate them. So essentially, Michael Keaton has to come up with an algorithm or a formula to basically figure out someone's worth.
Yep.
More or less.
It looks very heart-wrenching, almost, as in that. Obviously, that's what they're going for.
Yep.
But Michael Keaton is very, I would say, more serious in this role. He looks more serious. He's a funny guy. But I think just the gravity of having to do that, it looks awesome.
Because in the trailer, he keeps getting called out. Like, okay, so why was my husband worth less than this person just because they worked in an office cubicle? And like, ultimately, it's like how much is a life worth? But at the same time, he's only like allowed so much money from like the government. Like, all right, you gotta use up all this, but like make sure it's
make sure everybody's paid proportionately.
Yeah. So I would not want to be in his position.
No, not at all.
Coming out the very next weekend, Friday, September 10th. Forgive me on how I pronounce this movie name. Malignant.
Malignant.
Thank you. There it is. This is a straight-to-theater release. It is a horror thriller.
I think it looks sweet. I think it looks cool.
It does look interesting. Basically, it's a woman who starts having these bad dreams about people getting murdered. Again, horror thriller, so it's going to be scary.
Yep.
Only to find out the next morning she'll wake up and she'll hear on the news, oh, these weren't dreams. These were visions. Like, she was, like, watching
it happen.
Like this stuff happen.
Yep.
And then she all of a sudden has these memories back to when she was a childhood, and she had, like, this scary imaginary friend, everyone thought, but it turns out it was a demon.
Demon.
Better call your demon slayers, or is that not
Ooh,
what they do?
let's go. Yes.
Yeah, call
let's
back
get
to last month. Is that what they do, or do they slay demons?
They slay demons.
Is it like anime Ghostbusters, basically, or
but much cooler.
much cooler?
Much cooler.
Okay.
They have little crows that tell them where to go. Go north. Caca.
And then when I tell everyone I got a crow that tells me where to go, I'm sent to an asylum. But when they do it, it's a fun anime show.
It's a cool. Yeah.
Whatever. Let's move on to I'm super excited to talk about this one. Queen Pins.
Yes.
I have not heard
Awesome.
anything about this movie. They need to step up their marketing with this because this looks funny as heck.
This movie looks hilarious. And when I saw They had
Kristen Bell,
Nope.
Vince
Nope.
Vaughn,
nope.
Paul
Walter
Hauser.
Hauser. Awesome. As soon as I saw he was in it, I said, I'm going to this movie
He's
when it comes
on
out.
a roll right now,
He is.
man. He's not picking very many bad projects.
He killed it in I, Tonya.
Mhm.
Killed it in Richard Jewell. Just awesome. He was actually in Cobra Kai.
He's in
He had
Cobra Kai.
some things in Cobra Kai.
But yeah, basically what this movie is about is inspired by a true story about two middle-class women who basically start an illegal coupon ring. I'm going to say that again. Illegal coupon ring. I don't know. I don't want to say anymore because that just sounds insane.
Yep.
But just you just check out the trailer. Just,
Yeah,
I
watch
don't
the
want to say
trailer.
anymore because it
looks
looks
awesome.
it looks hilarious on that one. I'm gonna let the trailer do the talking on that one. Coming out that same weekend is Kate. This is a Netflix release starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead as she stars as an assassin who is poisoned by a high-ranking member of the Yakuza.
This was like her time for a nice kind of action movie that's more focused on just her instead of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She was in Cloverfield Lane. She was in this will be more just on her, and I'm excited to see how she
And that's
it.
probably my favorite aspect about this movie is that when she has done action movies, she's always been like a side character, or she's only gotten like that one scene.
Yep.
Like you said, Scott Pilgrim, great action scene in there, but she only really gets one. Birds of Prey, she's great in those, but she's kind of a side character, and she gets those little things. Here, she finally gets to shine. I don't think we've really appreciated Mary Elizabeth Winstead as much as we should.
I agree.
Coming out the next weekend, Friday, September 17th. Oh boy, here we go. Cry Macho. This is a theater release. It is a Clint Eastwood film that he's directing and starring in. It looks like kind of a Western feel, which he's best known for. So right on the surface, I gotta say, this looked pretty interesting. Watching the trailer, I laughed more than I feel like I should have.
Yes, and when I was watching the trailer, the one thing that came to mind was, does Clint Eastwood in real life still have his driver's license? Because in his later films, he is driving all the time.
And it's always to Mexico.
It's always to Mexico. Now, does he not have his driver's license in real life? And that's why he was like, I can drive if I'm in a movie because that's what my character would do.
Because it's a closed set.
Yeah.
and
So
everything.
is that like, no offense to him, I love Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
He's an amazing actor and he's awesome.
Yeah.
But obviously he is getting older in age.
Yeah.
And
It shows in this one too.
yes, I thought he looked better in this than he did in The Mule or the last one he did.
Gran Torino.
Nope. The one with Barefoot Becky polka band.
I don't remember that one.
Uh,
But anyway, so what this movie is about, I'm willing to spoil this plot a little bit. Follow me on this journey. He stars as a washed-up rodeo star doing his best Christian Bale Batman impersonation. His former boss calls in a favor. And what is the favor he asks his washed-up rodeo star, you might ask? To go to Mexico and essentially retrieve his son, who has gotten himself involved with some bad people. In fact, in the trailer, he's like, what are you asking me to do? Go back and kidnap your son? He's like, if you would. Like, he's a washed-up rodeo star.
Yeah. Yeah.
What business does he have?
And this kid's he's a teenager.
Yeah.
And at one point he says, don't touch me, old man, or I'll knock your block off.
Yeah.
He doesn't say that, but something
It's
like
something
that.
like that, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually that, to be honest.
And then there's a really funny joke about Rooster in there.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna leave it at that. But
Yeah.
watch the
That
trailer.
he says to a minor.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, my God. Coming out that same weekend, another Amazon Prime movie, everybody's talking about Jamie. This is another movie based on a true story, and it's also a movie musical. It's a high schooler who dreams to grow up to be a drag queen. He loves to perform. He loves playing dress up. He loves the costumes and all that, the extravagance of it. I think I said that word right.
Yeah, extravagance.
That might be a word.
Yeah.
I might have just invented a word. I don't know.
It's real on here.
I'm before my time. You're behind the times. With
I'm behind the
words. I'm
times.
before my time.
All right, bet.
An extravagance bet. But yeah, basically it's about this high schooler who wants to become a drag queen, and it deals with, obviously in kind of a small town rural community, Some people support that, some people don't. It deals with and it shows all the struggles that go through with that. I've maybe said this before. I'm a sucker for a movie musical, especially if the choreography and the dancing is great.
Mhm.
So that might be something I would like to check out just for that aspect alone.
Yeah.
Really. But coming out that same weekend, another based on true story movie. I gotta be honest, when I was previewing or setting up the show, and it was like 2 in a row that were based on a true story, I wanted to go back and double check and see if Cry Macho was based on a true story.
Cry Macho.
And a huge part of me really, really wanted it to be. It wasn't. But yeah, this is another true story one, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. This is straight to theaters released, based on the real life story of Jim Baker and Tammy Faye, who were evangelicals, played by Andrew Garfield and Jessica Chastain. As someone who doesn't know a lot about the evangelical world, other than the fact that they're religious people who essentially just go on TV and ask for millions and millions of dollars off of people, yeah,
I think it looks awesome.
It looks
if
great.
you have a
It
chance, watch The Righteous Gemstones. It's a TV
yeah,
show,
yeah,
and it is basically a spoof of these two.
of these like type of people, yeah.
Yeah, and
'Cause
they-
it's not just them who do this.
Yeah,
They were just
yeah.
kind of the biggest ones, and
Yeah.
were like the biggest ones to get called out on.
Yeah, and it looks really good, and the acting looks pretty awesome too. I think because I have to obviously age them
Mhm.
as the different parts of their careers,
Mhm.
and they look pretty good, and
Mm-hmm.
it's cool.
And then finally, the last weekend of September, Friday, September 24th, Dear Evan Hansen. This is a straight to theaters released. One more movie musical, doubling down on the musicals this month. This one is based off of one of the most successful Broadway productions, however, based on the same title, Dear Evan Hansen. The lead actor in this, Ben Platt, was actually the star of the Broadway production. So he's actually moving his character from the stage to the screen. So I think for people who have seen the show on stage and will now see it on screen, I think that'll be an interesting transition to see how a stage production moves over to a movie production, which I think is something we're seeing more and more often
Yes,
now.
yes.
We just had In the Heights a couple months ago. Same thing happened there.
Rent.
Rent, yeah. Oh, so yeah, I think that'll be interesting to check out as well.
With that, I didn't know that was a musical. Not until you said that. I watched the trailer,
Mhm.
and I thought, I've seen 13 Reasons Why. Don't know if I need to watch this. Then,
I don't know if it's quite like
toward-
13 Reasons Why.
yes.
As
Then
as someone who's seen neither, I I feel pretty confident in saying that.
if he starts singing towards the end, and I'm like, what's going on here? I thought this was a this kind of show, and now it's a musical.
It's won like how many Tonys? How have you not heard about it?
Because it's not.
You uncultured swine.
It's not. What's the one Trey Park Boys did? I've seen it like
Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon. I've seen that like 3 times. I've seen Cats. I've seen the
You've seen Cats, but you haven't heard
I've
of
seen
Dear Evan Hansen?
in London the which one? Wicked. I went to
Yeah.
Wicked and Harry Potter.
Oh, is that the Cursed Child?
The
one?
Cursed Child. To watch that,
Okay. Okay.
but Dear
All right.
Ben Harris. Yeah,
You-
no, I
okay,
don't
now
know.
you're just doing it on purpose. Before you were saying the wrong name because you just didn't know.
I
Now
didn't
you're
know.
just doing it on purpose.
Yeah, but if you've seen 13 Reasons Why and you liked it, you might like this.
Shout out in the comments how right he is on that. Destroy him or confirm what he's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Welcome to your tape, Nick.
Oh God.
Dimitri's going to say that to you.
I'm gonna go home one day and it's just gonna be tape from Dimitri, and I'm like, nope, not gonna listen to that.
Oh, that's great.
So that's everything coming out here in September. With that, we have wrapped up summer months. We had a box office challenge. I had a strategy going into it. It did not work, so I changed the strategy at the end there, deciding to go with the obvious pick of the Suicide Squad, and Free Guy beat it by like 2 mil. So, all right, yeah, fine. Ryan wins,
Let's
whatever.
go.
Let's move on.
Let's just dab real quick.
Yep, well, whatever.
Double dabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now, after today,
freaking
we're
Ryan
moving
Reynolds,
on.
man.
we're moving on.
All right, yeah, all right. You moving on. You're never gonna let me live that down. What are you talking about? Moving on. You still no.
What's that old one? or the catching thing.
You can't even.
Yeah.
You can't do that sitting
Yeah.
down with a mic in front of
Yeah,
you.
I tried.
Anyways, all right. So yeah, he won. I lost. Whatever. We'll never talk about it again.
Cry, macho.
Let's move on to number one recommends, shall we? Ryan, I know you are super excited about your recommend, so why don't you start us off? What are you recommending for people this month?
All right, for my movie, I'm recommending The Green Knight. This is an A24 film, very artsy. However, going into this film, you should have some background in Gawain or Go. I like to say Gawain. It kind of weird pronunciation, but it's Gawain and the Green Knight. It is a King Arthur tale in the Arthurian legend, and it's absolutely fantastic. The cinematography is beautiful. Dave Patel plays an awesome character. Gawain, we'll go with that. But I've watched it once, and I'm excited to go watch it again because it's very thought-provoking. Yes, it is. It's called The Green Knight. You'd think there'd be a lot of fighting. There's not a lot of fighting at all. It's all about, like, the 5 pillars of being a knight, or the five things of chivalry, respect, piety. And it's awesome. I've only seen it once, and I'm going to watch it again. I highly recommend it. But please, if you want to watch it, it would be a good idea to get at least a little bit of background on Gawain and the Green Knight, just to help you move along and kind of understand the story. Because if you don't, it might be hard for you to. Because I know the people I watched it with, some of them had no idea the story and the source material for it, and it just.
So I was disappointed when I saw that trailer that it wasn't a secret sequel to The Dark Knight, but whatever, it's fine. But my movie that I'm recommending will not necessarily require you to do homework in your mythology before you watch your movie. So my number one recommend is The Suicide Squad. It is the sequel to the 2016 Suicide Squad. This movie proved that the first one could have done with an R rating as well. They just understood the characters a lot better, and they just knew how to use them the best way. I think the humor comes off really great here. It is R-rated. It is very violent, and I think James Gunn uses that as one of his biggest advantages. Is he just tries some different things and just does things a little bit more fun than you would usually see in a superhero or supervillain, in this case, movie. Yeah, so overall, I think it's got some really funny moments. It's got some of the best action scenes of this year. If you're at all a comic book fan, check this movie out. But not with the younglings, unless you're cool with that, I guess. I don't care. Do what you want. I trust your judgment. And with that, it seems like a good place to outro here. That's going to do it for us on this episode of Popcorn Bucket List, Season 3 premiere. Yay! Cue the Kermit the Frog thing.
Dabbing. Just don't forget to like, share, subscribe, smash that like button.
Oh, we're becoming those people now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And if you don't, you're going to have bad luck for 7 days.
No. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Here, you can put this for a thumbnail.
What are we doing here, man? How have we done this for nearly 3 years now? How have I not kicked you out of that chair?
That's a great question.
I don't know. But yeah, if you want to answer Ryan's challenge, be sure to comment down below with that. Also, while you're down there, let us know what movies you're watching. We like to hear what you guys are watching. We like the recommendations as well to see what is out there. For myself and Ryan Meyerberg, we'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the movies.